Hi, Kim West, the Sleep Lady, and in today's video blog, I'm going to answer Tamron's question. Here's what she emailed in. My 10-month-old son has suddenly started fighting sleep. He used to be dozy or fall asleep after his evening feed around 7 p.m., and I would put him in his cot in his own room and he would sleep through until 4 or 5 a.m. And if he stirred, we would pop in his dummy, what we call in the States pacifier, in his mouth, and I would pat his back until he went back to sleep. And now he fights it. I literally mean fight. He's exhausted, but if he doesn't fall asleep on his night bottle, he won't be put in his cot. I try and lull him to sleep by sitting with him in the room, but he becomes so restless. He burrows around, sits up, moans for up to an hour, and all of this with his eyes closed. He has recently refused his dummy, and I feel he needs something to soothe him to sleep. Holding or rocking him is not an option. He just won't be held when he is this tired. Please help. Tamron. You know what, Tamron? I think he's on to you. He's starting to figure out that mommy is going to hold me, rock me, feed me, and then put me into the cot. And then I'm going to wake up and not know how to put myself back to sleep unless you come in and hold me, rock me, pat me. Because remember, you are doing a lot for him at bedtime in terms of that you put him in very drowsy, you give him a feeding, and then if that doesn't work, you might go in and pat his bottom or give him his pacifier during the night. Again, another sucking thing. So it's he doesn't realize it, but he's actually telling you, Mom, it's time for you to teach me how to put myself to sleep. So I would start on a day with that he's had good naps any way you can get them. Remember, he needs about 3 hours during the day and about 11 hours at night. So we'll shoot for that. So a day after 3 hours of nap. And so he faces bedtime around 7:30, well rested or well napped. And then you're going to put him into his cot more awake than he normally is. So any of the feeding with the bottle would happen with the light on. You have to make some decisions about the pacifier, although it sounds like he's already refused it, so it's probably just as well, because otherwise you'd end up having to wean it later or face it in some way later. You might want to try to see if he'd be attached to a small, safe little blanket that's made to be an attachment object, or some kind of small stuffed animal that doesn't have parts that can fall off it and cause a choking hazard. And then I would start playing with it. You could even play peekaboo with him. Every time you have a bedtime routine, hold it with him, help him get attached to this object, whatever you decide it to be, and then of course give it to him whenever he wakes during the night. It won't be a magic solution, but it definitely, could help him. And then most importantly, putting him in awake and then responding consistently to all night wakings. And then again, going through the shuffle and following what's outlined in my book and courses, and slowly move out of the room as you do less and less for him as he begins to learn the skill of putting himself to sleep. Hope that helps.